Hey, what's going on, foodie gang? What is going on? You are tuned in to Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank, season 2, episode 44. We are just chugging right along. So if you miss any episodes, be sure to go back and check them out. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below, or you can even leave a comment in the chat. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. So today we are going to be talking about fitness and food, and I have a fitness trainer here to talk to us foodie gang about what we need to do to keep those summer bodies and get in shape. So, without further ado, we are going to bring our special guest up, and you guys can also follow him on Instagram. All right, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? How are you? Hello to everybody.
Yes, doing good, and thank you so much for joining us. Can you introduce yourself?
So my real name is Christopher. I do personally go by Boss Man. It's been a nickname pretty much all my life. Um, I'm actually a retired Army sniper. I just retired last year. I've been doing fitness trainer since about. I've been a fitness trainer since about 2017, but I've been working out like in the fitness industry since like 2010 when I first got into the Army. Um, yeah, just a small town country boy trying to make it. That's it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, boss man. I'm scared
Why is that?
because you said an army sniper and you work out. I would be scared of you.
Well, I mean, if your name don't come across my desk, you have no reason to be scared.
Well, thank you so much for joining 907 Good Eats and Foodie Gang. If at any point in time the sound sounds weird, let us know in the chat. Um, so let me ask you, boss man, what type of food did you eat growing up?
I mean, I'm from the South. I'm from like south of Houston, like an hour south of Houston. So we grew up on straight soul food, fried chicken, fried fish, cabbage, yams, black eyed peas. You know the good stuff, the things that we think are actually good stuff. That's not to say that we had that every single day, but it was very prevalent growing up in the kind of food that we ate.
Okay, that sounds good. You're eating the good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you tell us about your background with fitness?
Yeah, so fitness for me really started in like 2009 when I first made the decision to join the army. It was late 2009, like November time frame. Um, at that time, I didn't know exactly how to work out, and I think that's a big deal with a lot of people from doing this for so long. People don't actually know the proper way of working out, and so what I was doing at that time was I was actually using YouTube in order to learn how to work out. I would look up like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Phil Heath, people like that, the bodybuilders of the old generations who actually had the videos up, and that's the people that I wouldn't say looking up to, but just getting ideas on how to work out. So then we started progressing. I started progressing within working out in itself. In October of 2010, I had a hernia surgery, which now that stemmed from me actually not, even though I was working out, I still wasn't working out properly. Like I said, I was teaching myself how to actually work out, so I still wasn't working out properly. And I mean, injuries happen. That's gonna happen. So I didn't know what was going on. So at that time, I started actually doing the research part of working out, and I started actually learning my body, what injuries could happen, how to prevent those injuries, and then I started understanding that all this goes together, right? So, and then I started actually being able to progress excuse me, into what I do now.
Okay, so the injury of your hernia was a result of you not working out properly?
Right. So what happened was I was working out, and then I had stopped for, let's see, I did almost a year, and between basic training, AIT or OSID, Airborne School and Ranger School, I had to stop actually working out. So what happened was I was going back into working out after stopping, thinking that I can lift the amount of weight that I was lifting right before I stopped. And then I was squatting as well, which is not the right thing to do at all. And ultimately, I had to pay for it.
Wow. So you stopped working out for a while and then you went back to it, but you were at the same weight. And so it created an injury.
Yeah, because I wasn't necessarily at the same weight. I was trying to lift the same weight. So what happens when you actually stop working out for a while is your body goes into what a lot of people call shutdown mode or reset mode. And so what that means is that you have to progressively build back those muscles, especially coming from the amount of training that I was doing. My body was fatigued, all kinds of other things that go along with the intense training that I was doing during that time. And so you have to progressively get back to where you was. You can't just jump back into, it's just like cooking, right? If you don't cook for a while, you can't just go back and start cooking like that. You have to, sort of say, okay, how much salt do I need? How much pepper do I need? How much seasoning? Things like that. So that's sort of the gist of what happened.
Yeah, wow, that is remarkable. And I just want to let you guys know, Foodie Gang, we are not medical professionals. So consult with your doctor before you begin to work out. And everything said here is for entertainment purposes only. So, what
Absolutely.
made you want to be a fitness trainer?
Well, I figured out that the things that I was doing. So I started getting a lot of people who would ask me, you know, how do what do I need to do in the gym, right? How do I get bigger? How do I get stronger? How do I get faster? How can I eat better? How do I grow? And so instead of me just honestly giving out free game, I found out that the fitness trainer lifestyle is actually something that was being or is, excuse me, not was, but is being used. And I ended up ultimately doing research on that and then doing everything that I needed to do in order to become one.
Wow. That's awesome that this whole journey inspired you to want to become a fitness trainer.
Right.
You know, I do have a question. What is the difference between a fitness trainer and a personal trainer?
So the difference between a fitness trainer and a personal trainer is a personal trainer only focuses on exercise and exercise plans, where your fitness trainer is going to focus on exercise plans, nutrition, sleep, spiritual, mental, things like going down the list of showing you why getting massages are important. The expand. It's a broader horizon for being a fitness trainer because they have more knowledge. We have more knowledge than just a personal trainer does.
Okay, so the fitness trainer is more of a broader title where you focus on every aspect.
Right. Correct.
Oh, okay. Wow. So how often do you work out, boss man?
So so I was working out 6 days a week, but 7 days of cardio. But I've just because I broke my back about 2 years ago, I just scaled down to working out 5 times a week, 7 days of cardio, 2 days of rest.
Wow, you broke your back previously?
Yes.
That sounds so painful. I'm glad that you're able to persevere past your injuries and continue, to work out and to motivate other people.
Right.
Wow, boss man, you got a lot going on. And so, what is your favorite food to cook?
Well, I hate cooking. First of all, just to put that out there.
Don't tell me
But
that.
I do. I literally do. Because it takes so much time. I'm always on the go. I'm always in a rush. I'm always in a hurry. I do a lot of things throughout my day, and so I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't have time. I just don't make time to actually cook. You know what I mean? So when I do cook, though, like for me, it's just I'm a simple guy. So chicken and rice, some type of chicken and rice is really my go-to.
Okay. Okay. So chicken and rice is kind of like your go-to.
Right.
And then Gwen Ransom, your intentional
That's
agent. Hello, Christopher.
that's my mom.
Oh, well, how you doing, Mom? Thank you so much. Christopher seems like he be on top of it, and he's also on IG. So make sure that you guys go follow him on IG. He has a lot of workout videos.
Right.
And you also have is it a protein powder, or can you
Yeah.
tell us
So
about the brand that you're an ambassador for?
yeah. So the brand is called Blackstone Labs. BlackstoneLabs.com is the website in itself. I've been with them since 2016, I believe. I signed with them in 2016. They have, I mean, any type of supplement that you can think about, from pro hormones all the way down to your basic protein powders, fat burners, to your daily, even your daily life vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D3, fish oil, things of that nature, pre-workout. So they have it's a wide range of supplements that people actually use in the gym, outside of the gym, everyday life. They have hair, skin, nail products, really anything you can think of.
Okay, and do they ship everywhere, like all over the
Yeah.
world? Because yeah,
Yes,
okay.
I live in
Because
Kuwait because I work here in Kuwait, and they will ship to me, and not because I work with them. They've shipped to me before I even started working with them. People who I recommend who also live all over the world, they ship to them. If they can't get it to you, they have other. They'll recommend other places that actually sell their products that can actually get it to you as well.
wow, so you also use these supplements as well.
Right. I would never promote something that I personally don't use myself.
That, I agree with you 100%. We want to be careful as influencers, and we have these platforms that any product that we do promote, we agree with that product.
Right. I
That's
think that's a big problem right now. Sorry for talking over you, but I think that's a big problem right now in the fitness world. There's a lot of things going around, a lot of people going around who are promoting certain things that they actually haven't tried, don't know anything about, but because of the internet, they're able to put that filter on there, put that background on there, make it look good, and then people are buying it and definitely being disappointed.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you, and no worries. I'm trying to get the website so I can post it in the chat. And I'm
Okay.
glad that you are aware of that, also as a consumer and an influencer. It's very important.
Right.
That we want to, maintain integrity and not be selling things that are
Definitely,
not safe for consumption.
definitely.
Okay, so boss man, can you walk us through a day of fitness and eating?
So for me, right now, I work about 2:30 in the morning. So my wake up time is midnight. I get in the gym 12:15. I do 30 minutes of cardio, so that is my first workout every day. Fasted cardio is going to be my very first workout. So I'm hitting about 12:45, and then I knock out a 15 minutes of abs, and this is all done before work. I actually don't have my first meal until about I try to hit like 3:30 or 4 o'clock sometimes. Just depending on how I feel after my first workout, I may have a banana or orange or something like some things of that nature. Um, and then I go throughout my day at work. I roughly get off about 12:30, so like around noon time, and then I'll eat again. Um, Probably gonna eat something like along the lines of some baked chicken or some baked salmon. Some rice. I like to get my carbs during the lunchtime so that way they can evenly spread throughout my day. Um, Maybe green beans, some yams or something like that. Well, it's kind of different here because of where I work. There's people who actually cook, so I don't have to cook, which is a great thing. Uh, so so I go into the DFAC and I just see what they have, and I'm not necessarily going to sit here and say that I eat healthy every day because that's definitely not true at all. But for the most part, I am going to eat healthy, and then I go back to the gym roughly around 3:30, 4 o'clock in the evening, roughly. That time, I have a set schedule on everything I do. So during that time, my workout times is 45 minutes to an hour. I don't believe that you need to be in the gym for 2 hours. And that's no, it's just too much on the body. And of course, you see people actually promoting that, but then they don't show you the injuries that they go through, right? So I definitely don't promote that. I feel that 45 minutes to an hour get your heart rate up and be able to actually, do your movements, focus on what you're doing, and get out of there. And then right after the gym, I go back and I get another meal in, which is probably going to be if I had salmon early, I'd probably get fish. I mean, excuse me, I'd probably get chicken. And then if I had chicken early, I'd probably get fish. I like to switch it up sometimes. Or if I like, so for my leg day, which is Tuesday, so Tuesday and then Wednesday lunchtime, I'll get some carbs in. So probably like some noodles or a little bit of bread or anything of that nature, right? So then that's pretty much my day right there. I used to actually eat 6 times a day. That was a big thing. Then I moved down to 5, but now I'm back to 3.
Yeah, I've kind of heard conflicting theories about what you should or when we should eat. I've heard the 6 times a day. I've heard 3 times a day with
So
two snacks. But what do you think?
okay, so I'll break it down to you very quickly. What I do with clients. All right. So when I get a client in, the first thing I need to know is what your health is like. How much do you work out? What your sleep is like? What are you eating? Okay. Then the most important thing I need to know is what type of job do you have? This is gonna help me get you on a great nutrition plan. Okay. If you're a person that works at a bank or you're a lawyer or you you do any type of desk job, you're not gonna eat 6 times a day because your body is not burning those calories. You're not using those calories. So there's no reason for you to be eating 6 times a day. Now, if you're like I was, an army sniper, or you're lineman, or a journeyman or a plumber or things like that, then yeah, you're gonna have to eat more because your body, you're actually moving and grooving throughout the day, right? So your body is gonna burn more calories. And that's the reason why you're gonna have to eat more in order to replenish the calories that you've lost in order to build the muscle that you're trying to build.
Okay, so it kind of depends on what your personal situation is.
Right, right. And so that's the thing that a lot of people don't tell as well. That's like a secret for some reason. And so you have people who work at a desk job thinking, oh, I can eat 6 times a day, and now they eat a rice and they're eating potatoes, and then they're like, well, I'm not gaining any muscle, and that's because they're not gaining any muscle, they're gaining fat, and that's because it's not conducive to what you're doing.
And that makes a lot of sense. And Foodie Gang, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, support the channel, keep the stove on, and money sign Chef Big Bank on Cash App. And we are on Facebook today. So if you're watching on Facebook, you can always send stars to support. So, boss man, let me ask you, what type of foods do you recommend to your clients?
So that's I mean, of course you're gonna have fish, um, salmon, like I said, any type of white fish really is good for you. I stick with beef. I I don't necessarily tell people to get away from beef. I hear a lot of people say get away from beef. Beef is a good source of protein, but to for certain people, and this is why I need like your nutrition levels, and I'll tell my clients to go get a full hormonal panel, which I recommend everybody does. That's like, I'm not a doctor, but if you go get a full hormonal panel, it'll show you a lot about your body. All right, so I personally do that every year, just on my birthday or around my birthday, or something that I do, and I recommend everyone does. But yeah, so I tell them beef, just cut back on it. So I do beef like maybe once a week. Of course, salad. So your lettuce, tomatoes, all your vegetables into one. Tuna, rice. When it comes to carbs, rice, potatoes. Stay away from fried food. Stay away from like greases. Use oils, so like olive oil, and then also, and you're probably gonna hate me for this one, but I tell them to stay away from seasoning, right? So powder is the best thing to use, right?
Stay away from seasoning. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
because seasoning actually has too much salt in it, right? So you have to go with natural salt and pepper. So instead of putting seasoning and then salt and pepper, you're adding extra salt and pepper into your meal, which too much sodium is definitely bad for you. So we take out the seasonings, like your garlic seasoning, um, what's some other ones? I can't think off the top of my head, but you take out the seasoning and you actually put powder in it. And then so you take your powders, use your powder, and then salt and pepper.
Like the protein powders from the Blackstone
No, no,
Black,
no. So like,
or what kind of
no,
powder?
like garlic powder, garlic. So I'm trying to think of like actual seasonings off
Oh,
the
I see
top
what
of
you're
my head
saying.
right
You're
now.
saying
Right.
for seasonings use powder instead of
That's
like
it.
the seasoning blends.
Right. Correct.
Okay, okay. That's not too bad. I can do that.
That's gonna be way more healthier for you.
Yeah, wow. I never thought about. Okay, so I have a question.
Yes.
What if you use seasoning and then you don't use salt with it, but you just use the seasoning and pepper? Is that
Right.
still
No, so you can do that, but it's all about how much you use. Because at the end of the day, the seasoning is gonna have a lot of sodium in it because most of them are mixed. Most of them, so you have two or three seasonings into one. So now you have two or three things with actual sodium in it that you're blending into one.
okay? So
Yeah,
your mom said
onion
smoke
powder.
fruit, but she got your back.
Right. Onion powder. I saw onion powder on there. Yeah. So it's like it's whatever. So whatever powder, I recommend whatever powder, whatever seasoning you use, substitute that with powder. That's what I recommend. And then when it comes to salt, your pepper, like I said, your salt. The thing about it is sodium, right? So sodium is one of the most horrible things for the body. However, you need sodium within the body. So what you want to do is you want to minimize the amount of sodium that you need, right? And the reason why you need sodium in the body, the reason why sodium helps is because sodium is what keeps you hydrated to a certain level, right? So salt and sodium runs through the bloodstream. When you drink water, because water, Pedialyte, those things are the way to hydrate your body, but they're gonna actually get locked into the sodium, and it's actually gonna run through your bloodstream as well. This is why an IV has sodium in it.
You know what somebody told me the other day? They said that I don't add enough salt to my food, and like
That's
it's not salt enough.
that's horrible. That person needs a new set of taste buds for real.
And then I was trying to explain to him like, well, I think too much sodium is bad for you, but I didn't know why. But
Right,
that's just what I've
right.
always heard.
But see, so too much sodium can cause a heart attack, and too minimal or too less of sodium is what causes migraines. That's why you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, if you get a migraine or if you get a cramp, drink pickle juice." That has a lot of sodium in it, right? And so it's a good and a bad thing together, and that's why I teach people how to learn their body because it's gonna take it. Everything takes time. Progress takes time. You can't rush anything. It's not overnight. There's no magic pill, none of that stuff. So if you're learning your body, it's gonna take a little bit of time, but you're gonna understand, okay, yeah, I can use this much sodium, or this literally is gonna make me not feel good throughout the day.
Yeah, and when he told me that, I was like, I feel like my food be too salty in some cases, but I'm glad that you came up on the panel today or on the show because now I'm gonna say like, no, I'm not gonna add more salt to my food because it's
Right,
salty enough.
right.
And
there's
if you
there's
don't
people that
like it,
actually think that way.
salt shaker, put some more on there.
Yeah, facts, facts.
Like, look, you can add more sodium to your diet.
Nah, yeah, there's actually people who think like that, which is
Yeah,
wild.
and like you said, in Southern food, we tend to have a lot of salt, a lot
Right,
of pork.
right.
Um, so I'm trying to live long, boss man.
We're all trying to live long. I think that's the goal. Again, I just don't think that people do the proper research in order to be able to live longer, if that makes sense, right? Because we're so programmed to, okay, this is what I came up on. That's it. This is what I'm gonna do. The same thing with cooking, right? People are, oh, I don't wanna try anything different, or so. Matter of fact, it's just like when people go out of the country, right? When people travel and things like that, they try different food and they don't like the food because it doesn't taste like what's in the States. But what they don't know is that there's certain restrictions on other places that don't have all that crazy stuff that, is put into the same food in the States. So they, in their mind, and this goes back to the salt, in their mind, it's not good enough.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I feel like a lot of times we are so stuck into what we know.
Right.
And Gwen Ransom said, relearning how to eat. And I feel like that is a very important aspect.
It definitely is. Like I was saying, like I was telling you in the back, food and fitness go hand in hand. Food, fitness, and sleep. that's or rest. That's gonna be the top three when it comes to fitness, food, fitness, and rest. That's gonna be your top three things to focus on. That's it.
Yeah, and that's something that I didn't know about rest. Can you explain to us the importance of sleep when we are trying to maintain our fitness?
Absolutely. So sleep is the way that the body recovers. Okay, so when you go to sleep, there's a realm, there's a part of your sleep called the REM phase. That's when you 100% lose control of your body. That's or the deep sleep is what everybody calls it, right? So what you're doing during that part of your sleep time is your body is actually recovering. So this is why when people wake up, say you worked out or you walked the day that's prior and you don't feel anything, but when you go to sleep, when you wake up the next day, you feel like pain, whether it's your legs or that's because overnight your body was, and during the resting phase, your body was, your muscles are basically growing back together, right? So the importance of sleep, and not only does it help with working out as far as like the body recovery, but it also, takes stress off the body, which is one of the things that you also need to get rid of in order to have a healthy fitness life. You have to get rid of as much stress as you, and we have everyday stresses, right? We have natural stresses where it becomes bills, where it becomes anything, kids, bills, just not work, not getting enough sleep, things like that can all be stressful in our life. So sleep does a lot of things, and sleep also helps with memory. As far as so that and the fitness world, you call that muscle memory, which is one of the biggest things, one of the biggest ways that you have to that you need, excuse me, in order to learn day to day on your fitness journey, right? So what is let me break down muscle memory real quick. Muscle memory is one of those things where, let's say you go out today and you run a mile, right? And in that mile, you kind of walk that full mile, just ran, boom, to a certain distance, walk to a certain distance, ran to a certain distance, walk to a certain distance. Okay. The next day, you actually are able to run a little more. Then the day after that, you start noticing that you are actually running more than walking. And so what that does in your mind, and this is where muscle memory comes in, and your mind, this is what pushes you in order to, okay, I did a mile this week. Next week I'm gonna do a mile and a half. The next week I'm gonna do 2 miles, right? So that is a way, that is a real big way that sleep also helps.
That makes a lot of sense. And I've heard, when we are sleeping, that's like the repair period
Right,
also.
right. That's when your muscles begin to grow back together. So when you work out, you're stretching that muscle, whether you're tearing it apart or you're just giving it a good stretch. So, like I say, once you hit that deep sleep, those muscles within your body are actually growing back together.
Wow, I never realized the importance of sleep until someone told me. And I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Gwen said, is 8 hours of sleep really needed?
So that's a good question. Um, and she knows this. I definitely don't sleep 8 hours myself. I do recommend 6 to 8 hours. I probably sleep on average 3 hours a night personally, but I'm also programmed and built different. So I do recommend 6 to 8 hours in order to, because studies have shown that that the deep sleep part of your body is actually roughly about an hour to 3 hours. So when I keep saying the deep sleep, right? When I keep saying the REM sleep, personally, have you ever went to sleep and felt like it was an hour, but it was 10 minutes or like 15, 30 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the deep sleep that I'm talking about.
Okay, okay. Wow, and it seems like you got a lot going on, boss man. So I see why you only do 3 hours. It is hard to go to sleep though sometimes?
So, one thing that'll help you go to sleep, I will say, is working out. That's definitely one thing that will help you. Doing cardio, I believe, is one thing that would definitely help you go to sleep. Uh, I like to recommend people get in a dark room. Turn. I'm not. You don't necessarily got to turn your phone off, but every phone has a lock screen, right? So turn that light off on it. Turn the TV off. Um, put the kids to sleep. Whatever you have to do in order to fall asleep. The one thing that's very popular now is like that rain, whatever sound on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like the I call it baby sleep music, but like the
Yeah,
soft sound.
the soft sound, and then also you can. I mean, you can go to your doctor and see what recommendations they have as well in order to help you out. Maybe there's something else underlying problems going on, like myself. So that's something that is available as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think like for me, like you said, turning off all the devices, putting yourself like in a sleep mode, you know?
Right.
And we got Dr. Frizzle in the chat. He said, salute to the panel. I recently did an interview with Dr. Frizzle. Y'all make sure that y'all check it out. And Lump
I
Mayberry
actually was
said,
able to get
even
that one today. That was good. I was actually able to see that one today while I was on the treadmill this morning. That was definitely a good conversation right there.
yeah, Dr. Frizzle is hilarious. And we talked about the importance of a dishwasher in the kitchen, but he is very funny. Check out his YouTube channel and his content.
Right. Right.
And so Lump Mayberry said, even though you may not sleep 8 hours straight, do naps help? That is a good
Yeah.
question.
So that's my uncle, right? So I stay with him when I go home, and he see me take naps like 30 times a day, right? So naps do help as well. It's all about because your body is gonna tell you. Your body is gonna tell you everything you need to know. Time to wake up. This is why some people wake up without alarms. Time to eat. This is why you get hungry. Time to rest. This is why people can go to sleep within like 10 seconds, right? So your body is definitely going to tell you what's going on. What does it need in order, and then it's gonna put you in your place. So I do personally take naps. I definitely recommend people take naps whenever possible, whether it be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the case may be. Just take time to get some type of rest.
You take 3 naps a day?
Um, I probably take. I honestly probably take more than that. Be honest with you.
Okay, so how long are your naps?
Well, I can go to sleep at the drop of a dime, right? So my naps probably last 25 minutes roughly if I actually time it. But I'm able to wake up and get going. Like I'm not one of those people. Some people are a morning person, some people are a night person. I'm an all day person, right? Because I understand that I need to get up and I have things that I have to do. And so those things are very, very important. So 9 times out of 10, when I do wake up, I feel like I've missed something. So I like jump up all the time and just go. So it's,
You ever went to bed, went to took a nap and woke up like, oh, I got to be somewhere, and you
yeah,
really don't have
I,
anything going
I
on?
I actually did that before this because I told you I had just worked out right before. I had just worked out right before this. I think we jumped on 9 o'clock my time, and my workout was like 6:30 to 7:30. So I went to sleep for like 30 minutes, and I jumped up thinking that it was time to come over here. So I'm like getting everything together, and because I'm in my office right now here at work, so I'm like getting everything together, and then I look at the time, and I'm like, oh man, it's only 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? So I have another hour. So
Dr. Fluga said, hit the like button on your way in. Yes, y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, support the channel, keep the stove on or in Cash App, money sign Chef Big Bank. And if you're watching on Facebook, feel free to send stars. I am so glad that you made it in time and that everything worked out. You're giving some great knowledge.
Thank you.
So, Lump Mayberry said, while you're talking about resting the body, how do you rest your mind?
That's a good one right there. Personally, I rest my mind. It's like I just get out the way, man. Like I just kind of detach myself from everything and everyone, uh, whether it be in a room, at his house, in the garage. Uh, a lot of times, shooting range. I know a lot of people sort of rest their mind like playing games. I don't. I don't think that, and this is no dig at anyone. I don't think that resting your mind playing games is a good thing because of the graphics of it, and so that's still playing in your head, which is still have your mind like you're focused on what's going on that TV screen. So I definitely recommend that um, take yourself away from whatever you're doing, right? Whatever wherever you're at, find a place and this goes back to what I feel like is the best place for me to go to sleep is a very dark room, and that's because you're able to rest your body completely, um, as well as the mind in itself.
Yeah, I agree with you on the dark room, and I don't have a TV in my bedroom. And somebody was telling me the other day I need to get one. I was like, well, I feel like when you're in the bedroom, you should be going to sleep.
Right. A lot of people think that. You know, I've always seen and heard mixed emotions on that as well. A lot of people think that you should have a TV. A lot of people think that you shouldn't. Um, I don't know. You know, it's for me. I wouldn't have a TV in my room. I wouldn't. TV would definitely be in the living room, and I should.
Yeah, because I feel like we never are shutting down our mind, and that's
Right.
we're always overthinking, we're going a mile a minute, and when I come to the room, I'm trying to go to sleep.
Right. Exactly.
But when
And
I
so
was
that's
younger, I had really bad sleep insomnia because I was always watching TV, always had a light on.
right.
So that, not good. But do your clients struggle with dieting and how do you help them?
Yeah. I mean, everyone struggles with something, right? Everyone struggles with something. Um, a lot of times, what I do as far as when I see one of my clients struggling, when I notice that they're struggling, I'll actually focus myself on what they're struggling on, right? In order to show them that they're not alone in the fight. So when it comes to dieting, right, I'll actually go get on a diet myself in order to show them, to prove to them that everything takes time and it works.
Wow, you seem, very invested in the fitness journey. And I'm glad that you are, it's refreshing to see someone who's actually serious about what they talking about.
Right.
So do you have any fitness tips for us, boss man?
um, Sorry about that. My personal fitness tips would definitely be go slow, start off slow, um, get a routine. One thing I recommend when people start off, because a lot of people think that you need to go to the gym, and that's not true. You can work out at home. You can work out in your backyard. You can work out at a school, at a track. No, any place you can work out in your bedroom. Any place you can actually get an exercise in. It's all about what you're doing. That's it. You don't need weights all the time in order to work out, right? So I definitely tell people to go slow. And so what going slow means to me is that I recommend cardio. Cardio is going to be the biggest thing. Cardio is the best way to break down fat. Any type of cardio, whether it be stairs, running, walking for a certain number of time, distance. Um, I mean, just going out and just really doing anything as far as cardio comes, anything that's going to keep the heart rate up for that period of time. Um, I recommend starting off with like push ups, sit ups, things. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and do 50 push ups a day. No, if you're starting off, just do one, literally one. As long as you can do that one right, you're good. Then the next day, two. As long as you can do those two right, you're good. You see what I'm saying? And just continue to progress from there, right? Because we never want to stay in the same spot. We always want to get better. So I recommend things of that nature before actually going out and getting the gym membership. Um, because a lot of people have a gym membership now and they don't even go to the gym, right? So before we start spending all that money in order to do that, let's make sure that our mind is where it needs to be. Our body is where it needs to be, and our heart is in this in order to get better.
I think that that is a good point that you bring up is that we can work out anywhere. Because sometimes we feel like because we don't have a gym membership, there isn't much we can do,
Right.
you know.
Which is not true at all. I mean, you can literally work out anywhere. It's just it's I feel like it's a facade. It's false information that you need to be in the gym. I personally do go to the gym, but I'm also at a level to where my workout is at a high level, so I definitely go to the gym. But I also personally I do, I do push-ups, I do sit-ups, I do pull-ups, I do dips, and that's all body weight. And I do those in my room. I don't go to the gym in order to do those things that I can do in my room. I do it any body weight exercise that I can think of, whether it be abs, shoulders, chest, back, legs, any of that. I do that in my room.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And I want to say, hey, Randy, for sliding through. Randy said they get the gym membership in January, and by April they stop going.
That's a
Now,
fact. That's a
boss
fact.
man, that is a good point. What can we do to stay motivated?
Man. So I don't. As crazy as this sound, I don't think motivation is the thing. I think discipline is actually the thing. There's a difference between
Ooh,
being motivated and being disciplined, right? So if you're disciplined, motivation is gonna come.
okay, boss man.
I,
You
I'm
explained that one
serious.
really, really good.
It take discipline. It take discipline to wake up because right now it's about to be 10 o'clock at night here, and so I'm gonna go take a nap, and then I got to be up in 2 hours in order to get in the gym. That's not motivation. I don't like working out every day. I'm not motivated at all. However, that is discipline to understand that in order for me to be where I want to be, I got to get up. I got to get moving.
Wow, and you have prior injuries and you're still going hard in the paint.
Right. You can't let certain things stop you.
Yeah, I agree. You gotta persevere, you gotta push through it and
You got to adjust. You have to be
wow,
able to
okay.
adjust.
When's that change of mindset? I agree with that. I think sometimes it's our mind that
It's
needs to
definitely
change.
mine, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think motivation is a thing. I just think that as long as you stay disciplined, and let's be clear. Is there times that I don't? Because I understand that I'm sitting here and I'm spilling all this things that I do. Is there times that I'm not disciplined? Absolutely. Is there time I went home? I was home for 3 weeks. I did not work out a single day. I actually rested during those times. But that's also a form of discipline because I didn't work. I didn't take a break before that time, right? So is there a time that I missed the gym? Yeah, because I have to work. There's other things that's going on. So we're always gonna make those excuses because I mean anything besides doing the right thing is an excuse. So we're always gonna make those excuses, but in the mindset in itself, if you can get your mind, everything else follows.
You know what, boss man, you inspired me. Blunt Mayberry said, motivations change, but discipline promotes the consistent practice of doing something. Thank you for pointing out the discipline factor. I'm glad that you have too, that you did, because I was kind of looking at it about motivation, but it's really discipline.
It's really discipline. It's not motivation. It's discipline to eat that fish today and then eat that fish tomorrow and then eat that fish the next day. It's discipline to eat that chicken a day and eat that chicken tomorrow, eat that chicken the next day, right? Because yeah, you want to go to McDonald's or you want to have this burger or you want to do those things. But if you can understand, if you can be disciplined enough and understand, and it goes back to the mindset that I'm eating this chicken and I'm eating this fish instead of this greasy hamburger because this is my goal right here. You'll be fine.
Wow, boss man. So let me ask you, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Man, I'm trying to be a I'm trying to be a stay-at-home father. I do have a daughter. She's actually watching right now. And 10 years she'll be at college, so I'm trying to chill. Nah, but as far as my 10-year plan, like what, when it comes to fitness or
When it comes to fitness and also just your personal life too, like with your I know you say you work out, you are
right,
retired but still
right.
working, so just all around the board.
So 10-year plan is to go ahead and just I want to move back to the States, but I don't think that's going to be conducive because certain things, that's a whole different conversation. But I may move to the States. I know that wherever my daughter goes to college, I'm going to buy a house there, so I'll be buying a house. As far as like my fitness, I'm just gonna stay where I am. I don't plan on. I'm not gonna do another show. I'm not gonna open a gym. That's those things are not in my view. I do plan on still being a contractor, that because that's what I do now. So, and then just getting rich. That's it. Having that discipline that I'm talking about, and making better moves for myself, for my family, everyone around me.
Yeah, that sounds great. And I want to do a shout out to Next Level. He said, what up 907? And we did have a cash out that came through. I'm sorry, y'all. I was talking and I was into it. So, Boxman, I am gonna play this money video real quick. I play this every time that we get a cash app. So, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Foodie gang, 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 gang.
So there you have it. And we want to do a shout out to Blaze with the $30. He said, still MIA, laugh out loud, but support and much respect. So he is the sponsor
Salute
of
to
the
him.
show today, and I'll get that updated. So, boss man, I have a quick question for you. You said that
Yes.
you didn't want to do another show. Were
No.
you
So
what
I
type of show
so
were you talking
so I did a natural bodybuilding show when, man, I was in El Paso. I was stationed in El Paso 2017. So it was 2018 when I did it because I went to Italy in 2019. Yeah, so it was 2018 when I did it, and I only did one, just nothing crazy, just to say that I did it. That was it.
So it was a bodybuilding show that or you were
Right.
like a bodybuilder.
Right.
Wow. So can you? explain to us what is the preparation period for a show.
Well, I mean, it starts probably a year. Some people do 9 months to a year of preparation in itself. Uh, for me personally, it's one of the worst things that I don't promote it at all. It's one of the worst things that you can do on your body, especially with the lifestyle that I was living, being on the go all the time, things like that. Because there's certain times of it that you actually have to dehydrate yourself for a while, and doing the things it messes with you mentally, physically, things like that. So your preparation goes in 9 to 12 months out, and then you'll start seeing people like post on Instagram or on the internet 16 weeks. It's all counted out by weeks, but you go to the gym, you do your workouts. Those are the people that you're gonna see in the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, every day. Um, as far as like eating that, and that was the reason that I was eating the 6 times a day. That was another reason that I was eating the 6 times a day, besides working and things like that. Um, but it just you you it's strict. It's discipline, right? It's discipline. That's it. It's strict. You know, you got certain criteria that you have to meet. You have to look a certain way, you have to do a certain things, poses and all these things. So you're literally forcing your body to change to meet a standard.
Wow, that is wild. So they start preparing a year before, and you
Yeah,
said
some
there's some
people,
time where you can't drink water?
right. During the
Wow.
during
So you only did one though.
during
You
the
were like,
cutting
I'm out of
period.
here.
What's that?
I said you only did one and you're like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that was not. Some people that do it. I know two of my boys that are watching right now who do it, and I'm not speaking any ill will on them. They know exactly what I think about it. We've talked about it. These are like good friends of mine, right? So we've talked about it, and I just know that it's not for me.
Wow, that is wild. But one thing I do want to acknowledge, I want to shout out to your family because they are coming through and supporting it, and that is
Yeah, for
something
sure.
that we don't see a lot. So shout out
That's
to the
how we are,
Mayberry
man.
family.
That's how we are. We're you get one, you get all of us. That's how we
Mamas,
roll.
uncles.
That's how we roll. I think my
That
grandma is watching. I know my daughter is watching. She sent me a picture of the screenshot. I'm pretty sure my aunt, my cousins are watching. That's how you get us. We come in packs.
yeah, I really appreciate that. And you're in Kuwait and they're in the States.
Right.
Wow, that's awesome. Shout out to the Mayberry family. And next level says shout out to Boss Man. And we got my cousin.
Hey,
She said,
next
what are we
level.
talking about? Cousin, we are talking about bodybuilding and we are also talking about fitness and food. And when your mom said, not for everyone bodybuilding. She
Absolutely.
said, family, okay, they're watching from Texas. And
Yeah.
prayers out to Texas or to Houston specifically. They're going through a lot. Tomorrow
Right.
we're going to talk about hurricane food tips, but today is fitness and food. Thank you so much, Christopher Bossman, for coming through. His IG is also posted in the chat, so make sure that you guys check out his Instagram. And Bossman, do you have any advice for Foodie Gang about how to stay fit?
Yeah. So, like I said, the three things to focus on when it comes to staying fit is going to be nutrition, fitness and exercise in itself, and your rest. All right, these are going to be the main three things that you need to focus on. Nutrition, your food intake, your food output, the ingredients of your food, things like that. Exercise, how much exercise you need. First of all, the first thing first, you need a plan. First thing first, you need a plan, right? You need a goal and you need a plan. That's the two things that I tell everyone. What is your goal, right? How are we going to get you there? What are you willing to do in order to get there? So right now I'm weighing 240 pounds. I need to be down actually to 225 by March. And so that's my goal, right? So my plan is to up my cardio. So that's what I've been doing now, right? And then my food intake, just I'm cutting and losing weight. That's why I went down to 3 meals a day instead of the 5 that I was eating. And then as far as my rest schedule, I am working on getting more rest, right? So these are gonna be those are the 3 categories that I should say that you're gonna need in order to make everything happen. It's all discipline. There's nothing else. I don't know anything else to say besides it's all discipline. Once you get the mindset, everything else will follow.
That makes a lot of sense, and I don't have like a plan that's written down, so I am going to, make a plan. So,
Right.
someone told me, let me ask you this if this is true, boss man. Somebody told me that 30 minutes a day of cardio is all that we need, or is a
Right.
good way to start.
It is. It is. That's all you need. Literally, that's all you need. 30 minutes of cardio. So I do I do something that I actually came up with, which I call 3-13-30, right? So when I go to the every morning, I do this every morning. When I go to the treadmill, I put the speed on 3 miles per hour. I put the incline on 13%, and I do that for 30 minutes. That will make you sweat a lot more than running short distance or even a long distance that these guys be doing. I see people do like 5 miles a day and stuff like that. It's crazy. The reason why you only need 30 minutes of cardio, that type of workout, is because it gets your heart rate up, right? It's going to keep your heart rate steady. So once it's up, it's going to study it out. And then also, it's going to help on the joints and the bones and the things like that. Once anything over 2 miles, it's going to start breaking down the body. That's a fact. Anything. This is why sprinters, like the Olympic sprinters and all that, they don't work out every day. They don't do those. They don't run 2 and 3 miles, 4 and 5, 8 miles a day. They don't. They only do that right before they go to the Olympics because they don't want to break down that body, those body parts, and that's how you get injuries by overdoing during the off season, right? So 30 minutes, I recommend 30 to 45 minutes a day. I personally only do 30, and you'll definitely notice a difference.
That makes a lot of sense, about having a plan and about the 30 minutes of cardio as a good starting point.
Right.
Um, and then if there's any questions from the chat, feel free to just drop them in the chat. And then, boss man, let me ask you, where can we reach out to you? Where can we find you?
So to reach out to me is going to be on Instagram, Bossman, the number 8. I think you have it right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bossman, the number 8, 2 Z's, no S's, the number 8. And when it comes to like business wise, please email me at clmayberry, the number 6 at gmail.com. I do not do business on Instagram. I do not do business through any type of DM or anything like that. I have certain people who work those things out for me. So clmayberry, the number 6 at gmail.com. If you have just a general question, you can hit me up on Instagram. It's pinned right now. Please be patient. I am in a different time zone. I do have a lot going on. So, and I generally get back to people within, I would say, about 2, maybe 3 hours.
We got a good question from Gwen. She said, "Do you do virtual training and fitness?"
I do virtual. I actually have 3 clients right now in the States. We actually have check-ins tomorrow, so I do virtual.
Wow, that's a I didn't know that. That's great. You have a lot going on, boss man. How do you balance all of this stuff?
Uh Discipline. That's the only way to balance it. Discipline, understanding. I got a daughter to
Yeah.
feed.
Hampton said, "I spent an hour on the treadmill yesterday. Today, my goal is to turn it on."
Yo, so that's a good start, right? So a lot of times, and as crazy as it seems, that's a good start. Honestly, a lot of times I recommend people go to the gym and just sit in the parking lot. And what that's going to do, that's actually going to, and this is how motivation starts from being disciplined. Standing on that treadmill is discipline. Turning it on is the motivation, right? So the fact that you're able to get there, now you have to go through what you're doing. You have to go through the situation. You're at the front door, now you got to knock. You see what I'm saying? And then once you get done, that's when the door is open. So I actually recommend to a lot of people just pull up in the parking lot.
Wow, you're right. It's one day at a time. Every meal, it's a lot. And then my cousin also posted your email. And so if you have any business inquiries or you want to join the virtual training and the fitness, you can contact him on his email. And also, you can check out his content on IG. You have a lot of workout videos.
I do. I do.
All right. Um, Boss man, do you have any final thoughts? And if there's any more questions from the chat, go ahead and ask them now.
My final thought is very simple. Just stay humble. Uh, there's like I said earlier, there's no pill, there's no overnight pill. You're not gonna change your lifestyle overnight. It's just not gonna happen. Um, I always say that, especially in fitness, people will see it before you do, right? People will notice, oh, you done lost a little weight, you done got a little bigger, and the reason why is because you have to look at yourself every day, right? So that person who's giving you those compliments is actually not looking at you the way that you look at you. So they're the ones telling the truth. So you're not going to see your transformation yourself. So this is where staying humble and saying, okay, I'm doing this, but even though I'm not seeing it, I understand that it's coming, right? So definitely stay humble in the fitness world. It can definitely bring you down.
I definitely agree. We got to stay humble in all aspects of life because nobody is perfect.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're all working on something.
Definitely.
Okay, and then Herb Hampton said the stair stepper will change your life overnight. Get on it for 20 minutes versus a treadmill. I agree with that statement.
Hey, I stay away from the step for myself. I do not like that thing at all. I do not. I be seeing people. I be seeing people on there for like 45 minutes, and I'm like, yo, you're a real one. I can't do it. But I definitely
Yeah,
want to thank you. I definitely want to say thank you. This is my first interview, like podcast interview by myself. I think I had told you that before. Normally I do like a little group session. Uh, and also shout out to Drip and Freezy, right? So they were able to get us together and do this little thing here. So shout out to them as well.
yeah, and boss man, you're doing a really great job, and I can tell that you're used to being a leader. and No Captivity with Freezy and The Drip Show on YouTube. Great YouTube channels that y'all gotta check out. I'm telling y'all, they are hilarious. They be having me rolling.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
But thank you so much for coming up. We've been on here for about an hour and some change. I'm gonna
Right.
let you get up out of here. But thank you so much, Boss Man, for coming through and bringing your whole family.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna drop you up out of here. Thank you so much for coming up.
Have a good one.
Uh,
Shout out.
All right, Foodie Gang, that was Boss Man, and we talked about fitness and food. Thank you guys all so much for coming through. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The sponsor of the show today is going to be Blaze McCroy with the $30. Thank you so much, Blaze, for always supporting the show and watching from the clouds. And his IG is posted down below. You guys go follow Boss Man on Instagram. When I saw his Instagram, I said, I have got to have this man come on to 907 Goodies and talk to us about fitness because fitness and food go hand in hand. And I can't talk to y'all about fitness like that yet, but I can talk to y'all about food. All my information also is posted down below. You can send stars to support on Facebook. Support this channel and keep the stove on at money sign Chef Big Bank on Cash App. And I also have a group on Facebook, Chef Big Bank Foodie Gang fan page. We're at over 1,000 members. So join and share your food with us. And also follow me on all my social media platforms. We got Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram and Rumble. And I have the Foodie Gang merch on today. You guys can't really see it, but shop the Foodie Gang store, get your merch. And thanks for watching Foodie Gang. Tomorrow, I am going to be talking about hurricane food tips. Unfortunately, it's hurricane season, and I know that you guys have all heard about what's going on in Houston. So I think it's important for us to talk about the food aspect of that and what to eat and what to do during hurricane season and how to make sure that you're still able to eat. Food is so important and we all need food. So I will be back tomorrow to talk about that. And I want to thank everybody that came through today. So we have Gwen, which is the boss man's mom. Thank you so much for coming through. We got Miss Solistic. Dr. Frizzle came through. We got Lump Mayberry, which is boss man's uncle. Thank you so much. And to the boss man's daughter, thank you so much for watching. And we also had Randy. We are so glad to see you come back, Randy. We've been missing you. And we also had Next Level. Y'all go check out his YouTube channel as well. And my cousin, we got Katisha watching from Facebook. Thank you to everyone who's also watching from the clouds. Hit the like button and leave a comment down below and let me know if you have a fitness plan, what your goals are, and what you hope to achieve by the end of this year. We also had Herb Hampton from Facebook. Thank you so much. But Foodie Gang, it has been a great show. And I wanted to do this episode to, talk to you guys about fitness. And if you want to watch my full season or my complete live show, you're going to have to head to my YouTube channel. Every episode is on my YouTube channel. And the reason why I do it like that is because Facebook does not allow music. So if you want to watch my full episodes, every episode, season 1 and season 2, head to my YouTube channel, 907 Goodies on YouTube. But I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here. Have a great rest of your day. Try to get some fitness in. Eat good food. And Gwen said, "Thank you." No, thank you, Gwen. Thank you so much. But that has been it's been a great show. Hit the like button, leave a comment down below after this video ends. And if you want to create great live streams like this, my referral code for StreamYard is in the video description. I'm your host, and this is Kitchen Talk with Chef Big Bank. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.